Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:08, Monday, October 24th, 56 degrees, getting up to 63 today, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pup app at WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are now joined on the line by Kim Gittines. She is from American Cancer Society. Good morning, Kim. How are you?
Good morning, Jeremy. I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. So, Kim, why don't you tell folks a little about what your role is with the American Cancer Society?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me this morning. I'm glad to be here with you. So I work with the American Cancer Society in the hospitals throughout New Jersey. I support the hospitals in their partnership with American Cancer Society and the Commission on Cancer. I work with volunteers every day and patient navigators. Love what I do and glad I get to travel around and, meet new people every day and work with the patients.
Cool. What is a patient navigator? What does that mean? What do they do?
So we have patient navigators in different hospitals across the country. And the patient navigators work with all of the nurses and the social workers and the doctors at the hospitals. They provide an extra layer of support for the patients. So if, say, a nurse is working with a patient and that patient really needs someone to talk to at the moment, they'll go grab the patient navigator, and the patient navigator will take that time, sit with the patient, really listen to what they need and help figure out those barriers to the treatment that they're getting, or maybe the nutrition that they need, or, any of the resources that they need. They can hook them up with the American Cancer Society's National Cancer Information Center, which will then send them information. They'll give them a call to follow up and really provide that support to them throughout their treatment process.
Cool. And how is that different than like a clinical navigator that works in the hospital?
So the clinical navigators work with the American Cancer Society patient navigators, and the clinical navigators are really just that. They're clinical. They can help with any kind of medical-related information and treatment options. American Cancer Society navigators support the clinical navigators and the nurses, providing them information on local resources, say resources in the hospital that they're in, American Cancer Society resources in the community, and also nationwide resources that can also provide them the help that they need at their local level.
Right. So, Kim, how did you get involved with the American Cancer Society? I mean, do you have I think I find that so many folks that start working with ACS kind of have their own personal story, which really isn't much of a stretch when you consider the far-reaching effects of cancer, in our country and beyond. So, how did you become involved?
Right. So, as most staff, you come to the American Cancer Society because cancer has touched you in some way in your life. My mom was diagnosed with cancer when I was 16, then again when I was 20, then again when I was 35. I came to American Cancer Society in 1997 as a volunteer. We actually started volunteering as a family. At the time, I was 25. I have twin brothers that are a year younger than me, and our mother had just completed treatment for breast cancer. We started volunteering with American Cancer Society, talking about how that cancer diagnosis not only affected the patient, but the entire family. So how it affected my father as her husband, how it affected, us as her children, and how that diagnosis of cancer really is, it's difficult on the patient, but it's also difficult on the family, and really those, what that dynamic is, and how, and really how other people could take that information, that we had and really use it. That was probably about 25 years ago. I started then volunteering at our local office and, again, saw what I could do and how I could help people, and then became a staff member working in the patient and family services Department of American Cancer Society, working with those patients in Monmouth and Ocean County and connecting them to resources and things like that. So it's, I think that, like you said, everybody has been touched by cancer, and it's such a great thing to be able to help other people that have been in the situation that you've been in.
Right. So for you, do you recall when your mother was first diagnosed? Was that kind of when you decided that you wanted to get involved, or did it kind of like grow over time? You know what I mean? Like, was it immediate for you that you were like, wow, this is such a game changer, and I want to be part of helping?
That's a great question. So when my mother was first diagnosed, it was 1988. And in 1988, there wasn't all of that information out there that there is now. So when we heard she was diagnosed with cancer, we right away thought she was going to die. Knowing now what I know, I wish I had known then what I know now. She was really diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer, which, with all of the information and all of the, the research that's been done, and really what's out there now, that there's a really high incidence of breast cancer, but you can really catch it if you catch it early. There's a really great survival rate. So at that time, I was 16. She got her treatment and was fine. But when it came back, when I was 20, I was in college, and she really didn't have a great diagnosis then. And actually then I'm probably glad that I didn't know what I know now, because I really would have been afraid. The doctors did say she probably wouldn't make it. But after a really long year of really hard chemo treatment, she did pull through, and she did great. And I think at that time I was in college, and all of my papers started focusing on cancer and
right.
cancer and diet, cancer and nutrition, cancer and exercise. And then, started volunteering with American Cancer Society soon after that. And I think it was my, working with American Cancer Society, that just strengthened my relationship over time with them.
Right. When we come back, I'd like to talk about some of the other programs that the American Cancer Society has to offer. I know like Hope Lodge and things like that. Can we talk about what's kind of out there for folks from a support standpoint?
That'd be great.
All right, cool. Kim Gittines, American Cancer Society. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, back after this.
Rush Limbaugh today at noon. More Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin coming up next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, Kim Gittines from American Cancer Society. So, Kim, talk to us for a second about some of the other programs which the American Cancer Society has. I don't think people have the full idea of the gamut of what the American Cancer Society kind of covers. So, can you help us with that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. We do. We have so many wonderful programs that are free for patients and their families that we really want to raise awareness about, so people are able to, to utilize them. One that you mentioned, which is wonderful, it's called Hope Lodge. And so we have Hope Lodges throughout the country. They provide a free place for patients and their family to stay while they're receiving treatment. If they're not close to home. This way the patient doesn't have to worry about, paying for a hotel. A lot of times the treatment, if you're going for radiation, it's every single day for 6 weeks. If you're going for chemotherapy, it takes a lot out of you. Sometimes it's an all-day treatment. So the Hope Lodge really provides that place for the patients in that home. It provides them a home away from home while they're having treatment. And it's completely free for patients and their families, which is so, so nice. We have one right here in New York City. I apologize. We have one in Philadelphia, and again, they're all across the country. And it's such a wonderful program. If you ever have the chance to visit a Hope Lodge, our doors are always open. You're always welcome to walk in. And a volunteer will give you information. So that's a great program. We have Look Good, Feel Better, which is a really nice program for patients that are undergoing treatment. We provide a free kit of makeup, and an esthetician runs a class They're offered, again, at all the local levels, at least once a month across the counties. And we have a wig session. You're able to, you're able to come to the session, talk to other women that are in the same position. And it's really, it's just it's a makeup class, but it's so much more than that. It provides the camaraderie and that the lifting of the spirits. So women walk out, and it's such a wonderful program. We also have Reach to Recovery. So if you're a patient that is undergoing treatment for breast cancer, we have volunteers that have been in that situation that provide hope and guidance and support throughout your journey. They're really wonderful volunteers that have been with us for a very long time. And again, same, you just call our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-ACS-2345, and we can set you up with any of our programs and services. Right now, across the country, we're really looking for drivers for our Road to Recovery program. And Road to Recovery provides transportation for patients that are undergoing treatment for cancer. So, as I said before, if you're going for radiation, a lot of times it's difficult to get there. It's 5 days a week. It's at least 6 weeks. So we really provide that support in that in that aspect. If you're not able to get there, you can call us, and we'll set you up with the Road to Recovery driver. It's a great way to get involved. If you're interested at your local level, and you want to help out, it really doesn't require a lot of time commitment, and it really makes such an impact on that patient's life.
Very cool. So much good stuff. So, I think the other thing that ACS really spends a lot of time and money on is, investing in research. Right. Yes. So, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but because I know, especially at 6:25 in the morning, but, there have been, you mentioned with your mom as an example, when she was first diagnosed that you thought, your first reaction was, God, this is a death sentence. And now you've certainly learned over time that it's not. And we continue to make strides. Wow, that would be a good name for a program at the American Cancer Society. But we continue to make strides towards kind of, if not the cure, we're kind of winning these small battles one after another. Do you have any examples of those, or anything that you point to and you say, look, this is what's just happened in the not too distant past that we're seeing kind of coming across the board?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up, actually. So that is one of our focuses, which is research. American Cancer Society has a very large grants program. We have actually funded 47 Nobel laureates. 47 of our researchers are Nobel laureates. One of our researchers was involved in discovering tamoxifen, which so many patients use. Let's see, our plan is to increase our annual research investment so we can continue to provide that the money to those researchers that are making such great strides.
Right. Sorry, we're coming up against a break. When we come back, we could talk a little more about that. I'd also, we like to give you your magic wand so that you can make an impact on the world and kind of hit on anything else that we didn't cover yet. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Cool. Kim Gittines, American Cancer Society, back with more after this.
The news never stops at WOBMAM.com. Get the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBMAM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:33, Monday, October 24th. 56 degrees, getting up to 63 today. WOBMAM 1160 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We're talking to Kim Gittines. She is with the American Cancer Society. And Kim, so we were talking about kind of advancements that the ACS has helped kind of fund recently. Anything else you wanted to add to that, or do we cover it?
No, I think we covered it.
All right, cool. Any events or anything that we should be aware of that are coming up for that ACS? I know we always have some of the kind of the biggest, coolest events that ACS puts on to raise money for the cause. Anything that we should keep our eye out for?
You know what? We really do. We have so many great events. As you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and throughout the month, we are making strides against breast cancer all across the country. Actually, I think our local walk was last week here in Point Pleasant, and we do. And actually, you know what? They're all done. All the walks are done, but you're still. We still appreciate if you want to go online. You can make a donation to your local Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk. We have Relay for Life, which we will be gearing up for, which are great community events all across the country again, and you can find one right in your neighborhood where we celebrate survivors with a wonderful survivor dinner. The survivors take the first lap around the track. It's a 24-hour event with teams of volunteers, and they're walking the track for 24 hours. There's all kinds of great stuff that goes on during Relay. It's an overnight event. You can come for any part of that, but check it out on our cancer.org. You can find anything on our website, which is great.
Cool. Why don't you give me can you give me the 1 minute kind of wrap up of what the Inspiration Boutique is at Community Medical Center for those who may not know?
Well, I'm happy to do that. I've been involved in that, since its inception. And the Inspiration Boutique is located in Community Medical Center. It's really the only one of its kind in the area. It's a beautiful room within the hospital. When you walk in, you really don't know that you're in the hospital. It's a place for the patients to come in. We do Look Good, Feel Better in the Inspiration Boutique. We do Reiki for patients. We've just added oncology massage for patients. That's actually where we fit our free wigs. So we have a free wig program. You can call 1-800-ACS-2345 to sign up for any of those free programs. It's really, really wonderful to be able to provide that space and those services at Community Medical Center in Toms River. It's really just a wonderful, wonderful space. So please check it out. If you're in the hospital or if you would like to take advantage of the services, give us a call.
Cool. Kim, it's that time where we give you the magic wand, the pixie dust, the fairy dust, the ability just to wiggle your nose and make an impact on the world. If I were to ask you what were you going to do if you had just that one wish, what would you do with it?
Well, I would really love to eliminate cancer as a major health disease. But since we are working on that with our research dollars, but since we can't do that right now, I think one of the major ways that people can really help now, and if you're really interested, like I said, it doesn't take a lot of time, is call up, find out more, sign up to be a Road to Recovery driver. You meet such wonderful people. The patients are just so thankful. And, just that little bit of your time can make such an impact on your community and on those patients.
Cool. Kim, where could people go to learn more? Do you have a website? Is there a Facebook page? Is there a Twitter? I mean, what do you got? Where do we go? Where do we go for the comprehensive ACS kind of answer?
So you can go to our website and find out anything, www.cancer.org. You can call our 1-800 number, 1-800-ACS-2345. You can find out about all of our programs, by doing either of those. And you can find out about anything that you need, American Cancer Society. Just call the number or go to the website.
Very cool. And just so we're clear, what's the last kind of estimate of how many folks in just in this country are diagnosed with cancer?
You know what, Jeremy? I'm so glad you asked that question, but I do not have that answer right now. I apologize.
No, it's so they're saying that that right now it looks like in America we're somewhere in the whoops. Oh no! Hold on a second. Wait. We're going to look that up because this is important. I don't think people always realize what the kind of what the size of it is. And of course,
right.
I can't find the number, but that's okay because I will tell you that having been to a number of American Cancer Society events and seeing a room filled, do you have it?
I do have it.
Go ahead, Zach.
Each year it says 12.7 million people discover that they have cancer and 7.6 million people die from the disease.
Wow. And I could tell you, I was just saying, from a testimonial standpoint, every time you walk into an American Cancer Society event, and it's typically, 200, 300 people in a room, and the question invariably is, can anybody who has either been diagnosed with cancer and is a survivor, or who has a loved one or a close relative that has been diagnosed, please stand up? And of course, the whole room stands up. So there's hardly anybody who hasn't been impacted by it and affected by it. And the American Cancer Society continues to kind of lead the way, not only from a research standpoint, but also from a kind of helping those who have been diagnosed deal and make sure that their quality of life is the best it possibly can be. So, Kim Gittines, American Cancer Society, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Well, thank you for having me. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Cool. And I will see you soon, no doubt.
Okay. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, back with more right after this.